Like Toyota, Honda, and Nissan did in the 1980s, Hyundai launched its own standalone luxury brand in 2015, Genesis. Genesis released an all-new G80 for the 2021 model year. We're still in the second generation of that car, which has been thoroughly updated for 2025. Every model in the 2025 Genesis G80 lineup has all-wheel drive, including the entry-level G80 3.5T, which has a turbo 4-cylinder engine and a base price of $57,100. The G80 3.5T models have a twin-turbo V6 instead of a turbo i4. There's no real base 3.5T model, just the Sport Advanced and the top-of-the-line Sport Prestige, which happens to be the trim chosen for our press loaner. Prices for the 3.5T Sport Prestige start at $77,000, which gets you interesting 20-inch wheels, upgraded interior materials, more convenience and safety features, and performance hardware paired with rear-wheel steering. Inside, the 3.5T Sport Prestige has Nappa leather seating, carbon fiber trim, a micro suede headliner, and matching pillar wrap. Luxuries include soft closed doors and a heated front center console armrest. There are also additional safety and driver assistance technologies. To make the Sport Prestige more athletic, Genesis equips it with a Sport Plus drive mode, an electronic limited slip rear differential, and rear wheel steering. The car you see here, with its $650 Cavendish red paint, has an as-tested price of $78,930.
Just bought your dream car or thinking about a new ride? Whether it's a brand new vehicle like the one featured in this video or your trusty everyday driver, our partners at LegendaryCarProtection.com have your back. Recommended by ClassicCars.com, they offer top-notch coverage for new cars as well as your current classic, collector, exotic, or daily driver. Purchase a warranty and protection plan online, fast, easy, and with a range of coverage options to fit your budget. Enjoy flexible month-to-month plans, no commitment, no hassle, and if you need a repair, only top-notch pros from their exclusive network handle it. Stranded on the road, their 24/7 roadside assistance is just a call away. LegendaryCarProtection.com, because your dream car deserves a dream protection plan. Visit www.LegendaryCarProtection.com to get your free quote today.
From the start, the second generation G80 has made a statement. Our car is finished in Cavendish red, a color inspired by a place on Canada's Prince Edward Island. Genesis used something very simple to make the G80 and other models stand out. No, it didn't use wild slashes and curves, just two lines, that's it. Two lines for the headlights, two for the turn signal repeaters on the fenders, and two for the taillights. If there's anything that someone could say is overstyled, it's the 20-inch wheels, which have these dimples that make each spoke look like half high-end kitchen knife, half art piece. But you could also argue that these are just a new version of chrome wheels. For decades, big chrome wheels were the way of getting more eyes on your car. At 20 inches, these are big wheels, but they get attention with their texture, not their finish. The exterior updates for 2025 are more subtle. Up front, you still have this large crest grille, but now it's flanked by headlights with micro lens array technology, which Genesis says maximizes nighttime performance without impacting other drivers' visibility. There are minor revisions at the back, but notice that unlike the GV80, the 2025 G80 still has its crest-shaped exhaust finishers. Our 3.5T test car has a, you guessed it, 3.5-liter V6 with twin turbos that help it pump out 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque. This engine is paired with an 8-speed automatic. According to the EPA, our review vehicle is capable of returning 16 miles per gallon in the city, 24 on the highway, and 19 combined. Over the course of 130 miles, we averaged 23.1 miles per gallon. I told you at the beginning of this video that Genesis was designed to take on brands like Lexus and Infiniti. But do you know which brand I think of when I see this interior? Bentley. And that's mainly because this car has this very interesting eye-popping combination of Sevilla red and obsidian Nappa leather, and this really neat two-tone steering wheel. Despite the bold and bright color scheme, you feel a sense of calm inside the G80, as you should in any luxury car. Part of that comes from the materials around you. The soft, suede-like pillar wrap and headliner, the Nappa leather, and even the carbon fiber trim, which has a matte finish that makes it look a little cozier. Some of that feeling of calm is due to all the comfort features around you. The front seats are heated and ventilated. Even the front center armrests are heated. The driver's seat can give you a full body massage. If you want to relax even more, you can listen to sounds of nature coming through the Bang & Olufsen audio system and feel the sun shining through the panoramic sunroof. Genesis gave us a new dashboard, center stack, center console design, and 3-spoke steering wheel. You probably don't notice that because you're looking at the big flashy 27-inch OLED display for the gauges and infotainment system right now. There's also a new touch-sensitive panel for the HVAC controls. The giant screen is cool and techy, and I'm sure it wows a lot of people, but it looks out of place. Everything around it looks so thoughtfully designed and sculpted, but this super wide tablet appears as if it was just dropped in, almost like an afterthought.
And the infotainment side of this is odd. The distance that they set it back from the rest of the dash means that this puck and dial on the center console is basically the default control. But it is worth mentioning that this does function as a touchscreen.
Speaking of touchscreens, that kind of setup for the HVAC controls looks slick, but physical controls would be easier to use and less distracting while on the move. Passengers in the back row get coddled too. They can use the rear climate zone and manual side sunshades to stay a little cooler. The power rear sunshade helps too. For someone my height, 5'10", there's plenty of legroom.
The G80 has a sleek design that makes it look like it just glides over the road, and for the most part it does. One of the standout features, or I should say something that might not stand out, and that's a good thing, is just how quiet it is when you're on the road. The electronically controlled suspension does a really nice job of insulating you from the road, but I do have to point out that although those big 20-inch wheels look nice, they do have an impact on the ride quality, because when you go over a bump in the road or a manhole cover, you can feel the weight of those moving up and down.
As for the G80's performance on curvy roads, I'll start by asking you a question. Have you ever decided you were going to try cooking a new dish, then went out and got all the ingredients for it, and came home and decided that you didn't feel like cooking after all? That's what it was like when I took the G80 out on broad curves at high speed. To its credit, the G80 did have plenty of power, and the upshifts from the 8-speed auto added to the drama of going full throttle. The brakes were great too. The pedal had a great feel and no dead spots, which made it easy to modulate.
But ultimately, the G80 just seemed lethargic, like it didn't want to have fun. And what's worse is the idea of it being driven like that just seemed unnatural to it. Genesis put together a lot of ingredients for this car, like Sport Plus mode, limited slip diff, rear wheel steering, but the G80 just seemed like it didn't want to do anything with them.
When Hyundai decided to make Genesis a standalone luxury brand, it started down a long and difficult road. 10 years in, it has vehicles that are immediately recognizable, visually appealing, indulgent, and powerful. The G80 is a great example of what Genesis does right, but it also shows that it's not a perfect car. Then again, no car is, not even one from a much older, more established company. As I've said in previous reviews, this was my personal experience. You might find the G80 to be excellent in every way, but you won't know until you drive one yourself at your local dealership. If you can make that happen, go for it. There's plenty to like about the G80.